Well, I just spent a little time on Uvu with my friend, the Canadian Sasquatch brewer. Steve's a good guy. He's a good guy. Fun time. I like talking with him. And now I'm working on this last minute SJ Pour Challenge beer. So time to get her racked over and get some measurements going. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, boys. Clement's Homebrew coming at ya. And what you're looking at here, you just saw the pour of, this is my last minute SJ Pour Challenge beer. That's right, if you watched last week, you know that my challenge beer got infected. Second time it ever happened. The first time it happened was the first brew I made. This came out pretty nice. So what we're calling this, it's a session ale. It is a chocolate hazelnut brown ale, session ale, and it comes in at a whopping 3.6% ABV. That's right, it's a little one. Doesn't smell like a little one. You wouldn't know that it was 3.6% ABV, so I'm really charged about it. It's not the utter chaos with hazelnut that I was trying to make for the challenge with my homegrown hops. Instead, it has some of those elements, certainly, but it's a light beer. I couldn't make a big beer that needed a lot of time to complete fermentation for the challenge, so I made a session ale. But cheers. You know what? I might brew this again. I've got a little bit on tap. I've got enough of it bottled that if for some miracle I make it through to the second round of the US, I've got the beers for that and I can rebrew for the final. But this is a tasty little beer. I'm quite pleased. Wow. And there's so much flavor on it, you don't really want to pound it. Even though at 3.6%, you could. So, anyway, I've got a few things I'm going to be doing here today. I'm going to sip on this for a little bit, but then I'm going to come back with two brews, again, from Dioni, from Cerveza de Garaje. That's right, and he's up in the Seattle, Washington area, generalizing. And two beers that did well in the competitions. And so I'm going to bring those and show them to you. But meanwhile, what I did this week was I brought in this last weekend in the misting rain, the hops. I needed to get them down actually a few weeks prior, but we've got them down. They're dried. I'll be bagging them up tomorrow. So here are a few clips anyway of picking the hops. Well, it's hop harvest time. Here we go. We got some Cascade hops. Those are some big, pretty boys. Let me tell you, those are nice size. And we've got some Willamette. And then on the yellow side, I should have gotten these a couple weeks ago, but these are the Centennial. But nonetheless, they smell good. And wow, I'm quite happy. Okay, boys, I'm at Fatheads in downtown Portland today. This is some good stuff. I've been looking forward to trying this, but the Headhunter is still the best one. What a wonderful beer. Good place to go. Eating a giant pretzel. It's delicious. You got to get yourself down here from Portland or Ohio. Man, get yourself over there. Cheers, boys. So it's a nice little hop harvest. I did that with the missus. She was out here with me. Like I say, it was like misting and wet, but we went for it on a weekend anyway. And they're all dried now, waiting for me to bag them up tomorrow. I've been good all week. I haven't had beer during, well, I sipped a little bit of this, but I haven't been having beer this week. I've been doing the weight thing. So my check-in, by the way, big, huge shout out to Sammy, the thrifty brewer. He was down 2 pounds, and we conversed back and forth, Sammy, and of course, our mentor, Tony Yates, quite regularly, how we're doing with several other people. And so Sammy was down 2 pounds this morning,
It's Friday actually right now, Homebrew Wednesday on a Friday, and so I'm real proud of him. Cheers, buddy. So I've had a good week as well. As a refresher, I was at that 189.90 range, which I'm only 5'5", so that's a lot of heft. And I weighed in this morning at 169.8. Yeah, I'm counting it. That's basically 20 pounds down, and I'm really pleased. I've got a little ways to go to hit my goals. My next goal is 163. Don't ask me why. It's an interesting number, and after that, we'll see. Maybe I can make it to 150. That's about where Christian and Colin weigh, so who knows. But I'm going to just work for those next few pounds to get down to even 163, and then we'll see from there. All right, I'm going to finish this beer up, and I'm going to come back with some tasty beers from Dioni. I'm back with 2 bottles. That's right. So again, Dioni Cerveza de Garaje, and here it is, 2 beers. We've got the Blue Cap, which is a smoked porter. He had a placing on this beer. And then over here, we've got the Bacon Smoked Porter. Bacon. So, wow. Why wouldn't I be happy? All right, we're going to get the regular one open right away. These are both local award winners right here. So, what can I say? Wow, pour's beautiful. We've got nice head. That's about right. It's a porter. I don't expect a massive head. All right, and I can't see through. It's a really dark brown. I get a little slight red hue. Let's get the nose. Oh, that's interesting. All right, I gotta let it warm a little bit, but let me get another nose on this. I'm having a hard time pulling the nose. I'll come back to that. So let's just jump right in. Okay, my voice goes down. That's right. It's a smoky beer. That's what it is. That's just a beautiful thing. You know, my brain's saying porter, but I forget the smoky aspect, and it's really smooth. It's just got this nice creamy texture, and it's really smooth with this nice undertone of smokiness. And some chocolate and roast on there, of course. And yet, there's just this light, bright sweetness on the back side. It's interesting, but it's the smoothness with that smokiness, that light roast and light chocolate that is just so impressive. And the chocolate's interesting. It's a bit of a baker's chocolate. And almost I get some aspects of like a powdered chocolate somehow, I want to say. Really it is. It's that bittersweet or baker's chocolate. That's the primary flavor, but there's something I'm missing that I'm not describing quite. All right, here we go with the Bacon Smoked Porter. And I can see, those medium bubbles rising up. So it's well carbonated. We know that he's carbonated in the keg. Okay, I'm not quite picking up the bacon. It really, for me, has the nose of the other one, but I was having a hard time pulling out a lot of the aromas on the last one. So we're going to jump in again. Interesting. I don't get a lot of the bacon. There's just a hint of it in there. It's basically very similar to the first one. All right, I'm going to sip on this a little bit. I'll be back. It's interesting. It's a very similar beer. It has, again, just that real smooth texture to it, a creamy texture. The carbonation's well in place there. It's on the low end of medium. But, again, with these like rich chocolate type flavors, more of the semi-sweet chocolate, and then a bit of the roast. But the roast, he just got really the right balance on that roast, I think. I mean, this is perfect because the roast is there to support everything, but it's not jumping out and saying, I'm roasty, big roast. It's a nice balance. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the little contrast thing. So I'm going to switch back over to the regular smoked. All right, now I'm going to go back to the one with the bacon. Wow. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I was really thinking that this was going to be my favorite one. I think this one just edges it out. They're very close. Yeah. I'm getting the bacon now. So over here, this just has this nice, I don't even want to say light smoke quality. I mean, it's there. I mean, it's hitting my nostrils right now. It's not super smoky, but it is absolutely there. I think the secret that Dioni does is he really knows how to balance that beer out. And I think that's why he wins these awards. It's very balanced. But over here with the bacon in it, it changes it up. You get, I don't want to say necessarily bacon, but this has smoke, and this tastes like a lightly smoked meat. That's fun. I gotta tell you, that's fun. They're very similar. They are not the same. Wow. All right, well, for a guy that's not been drinking all week, this is a super happy departure for me. I'm gonna have a good weekend. So we're gonna wrap it up with this. Double cheers here. Thank you, Dioni. How wonderful. You all have a happy Homebrew Wednesday. You have a great weekend, and we will catch you all soon.